Stop lying to yourself. Lying to yourself can be very detrimental, not only to your mind, but to your growth as a human being. I have experienced lying to myself plenty of times. And when I say lying to myself, I mean just not facing reality with certain things. There were certain things that after I look back on it, I kind of never really wanted to do necessarily. But at the same time, my motivation was those outside sources that kept me doing certain things. And because of that, and because my motivation to do these things was coming from outside sources, I would ultimately end up lying to myself and telling myself that I wanted to do these things. Like in the last video, there's nothing wrong with outside support, but if the motivation doesn't come from here, it's going to be pointless. And it was pointless because when I was lying to myself, I had to do it over and over and over again for it to feel like it was working. And it got bad enough to a point where people notice that you're lying to yourself about things. See, lying to yourself, you're not supposed to be the one to see yourself lying to yourself. Other people see it and then stop you from doing so. Because when it comes to lying to yourself, and like I said, with stopping your growth as a human being, you're not accepting certain things. And when you can't accept certain things, you can't move on from certain things either. It's like you've come to a stop. It's like there's a brick wall right in front of you. You've been on this long jog of a journey, and now there's just this wall that's closing in on you, causing you to move backwards now. And now you have to outrun that wall. The wall is the lie that's coming. No, the wall's not the lie. No, the wall is the lie. And now that lie is closing in on you until you can't run any farther from it, and you collide with that wall. And now you have to start over again because you're lying to yourself, and when you are, it's stopping your development of accepting things. Usually when we're lying to ourselves, it's usually a coping mechanism, letting ourselves down easy from, the truth, and also just denying the truth and reality. And there's different ways to do it. It could be you claiming you're happy with your life, you're happy where you're at, when in reality, you're not. You're just not willing to accept the fact that you are not happy in life. Or it could be as simple as you needing help, but because you're so stubborn to do everything by yourself, you will lie to yourself and tell yourself that you're good, when in reality you're not. Or you could be stubborn with your feelings. Maybe you don't like sharing, so you'll tell the people around you that there's nothing wrong, when in reality there are plenty of things wrong. And people will see these things, but not everyone will care enough to say something, or there's nothing they can say. Because when it comes down to lying to yourself, like I said, other people are going to notice it, not really you. But when people do point you out on it, if you don't do something about it, you're just going to catch yourself in another lie, because coping mechanisms can be hard to break sometimes, especially if they're bad habits. But when you're able to accept reality and accept the way certain things are, you can move forward with an open mindset. Now your mindset isn't so narrow. Now you can open your mind and explore. You can explore different options. Even with sports, let's say you had one career that your mind was set on. You didn't make it. And there's nothing wrong with perseverance or hope, but you didn't make the cut ultimately. it wasn't in the cards for you. You could lie to yourself and tell yourself it's not over, but it is. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with, believing, but it's pretty clear it's over, but you keep telling yourself it's not. See, at that point, you can no longer grow because you refuse to tell yourself that maybe it is over. Maybe it is time for me to move on, change my sights to something else, be more open-minded. Because when you lie to yourself, you close yourself into a little box. There's all of these opportunities and things you can explore right outside the box. But you're in this small little box just with you and your lies, and you can't break out of it. Like I said, only the people around you that notice can help you break out of it. Because there's no door handle on the inside, there's only a door handle on the outside to open the door. That's the type of trap it is. But like I said, well, not like I said, it's way easier said than done. I still have trouble with this sometimes, but mainly because I could be stubborn. All of us could be stubborn with certain things, but the more you're able to accept certain things the way they are, the more you're willing to be able to change or let things change around you. Because change isn't always bad. There is bad change, but there's also good change. But you will only see the good change when you're able to accept things the way they are. Whether that's you not making the cut with your career, whether it's sports, whether it was a certain job or certain business, or I'm kind of having a brain fart here. Or your friends, something as simple as believing that you have some true friends. In reality, they're not your friends at all. Like, there's so many things that you could just simply lie to yourself about. Some of us do it every day. But until that changes, and until you're able to accept change, you can have no real growth, and you're just at a stop. This wall will continue to chase you down and make you restart every single time. Hopefully you guys have made it this far into the video, and if you guys haven't, there will be other videos for you to see where you could potentially watch until the end to see what I'm talking about, see if it has anything to do with your life, and see what changes you can make based off of my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and until then.